In less than 2 years, Conor McGregor has gone from looking like this to looking like this. He seems to have ballooned everywhere from his body to his face, and in some photos, it's hard to believe you're looking at the same man. It's possible to think the pictures were just taken at a bad angle, but one look at her recent interview with McGregor side by side with one from 2021 clearly shows that something else is going on. His birth structure seems to have completely changed, and his face appears bloated in a way that can't be explained by a weight gain. But what may be more concerning than his physical transformation are the changes in his speech and mannerism.
No, I don't. I'm the creator. I'm the creator, so I wasn't just saying happy a bit.
Conor was known for being a charismatic trash talker who dismantled his opponents before they even set foot in the octagon. He could promote a fight like no one else just through the sheer weight of his personality and bravado. No one was as quick, sharp, or captivating to listen to as Conor. But if you hear him speaking some recent interviews, you wouldn't believe he was ever that guy. He seems to hardly be able to string the sentence together, and the people interviewing him look at him blankly with faces of confusion. So what on earth is going on with McGregor? And how's he changed so much in his short space of time? Everything traces back to the 10th of July 2021, when Conor entered the cage with Dustin Poirier for their trilogy fight. These two had a score to settle, and this was their day to do it. At this point, Conor was far from the fighter he once was, having lost some big fights and been very inactive in the preceding years. So a lot was riding on his performance in the opening 2 minutes of the fight. We seemed to catch glimpses of the old Conor. He looks lighter on his feet, throwing more leg kicks and relying less on his boxing, but after the fight went to the ground in the second half of the first round. Poirier began to dominate it. Looked like Conor survived after he got back to his feet in the closing second. However, this is where things took a gruesome turn after he stepped back on his left leg and it snapped. The injury was horrific. Conor was wheeled out of the arena on a stretcher. He was rushed to hospital and had to undergo a 3-hour-long surgery. Rods, plates, and screws were inserted into his leg. Luckily for him, the surgery was successful, and he took to Twitter to reassure his fans.
What's up, fight fans? The Notorious here, just out of the surgery room. Everything went to plan. Everything went perfect. I'm feeling tremendous. We got 6 weeks on a crutch now, and then we begin to build back.
But his happy attitude simply wouldn't change the reality. He wouldn't be fighting again for a long time. We know just how brutal recovering from this type of injury can be, as Anderson Silva took over a year to recover after suffering a similar break back in 2013.
For me with Conor is what's going on with his leg.
Yeah, he has like a titanium fucking plate in it now? Or?
Yeah, his leg snapped in half. And no one, and I mean no one, in combat sports has had their leg snap in half and come back and been the same or better.
Kuna knew this, and there's no doubt his team would have suggested options for aiding and accelerating his recovery. No long after his surgery, Conor quietly exited the U.S. anti-doping agency testing pool, which all active UFC fighters are a part of, without random drug tests to worry about. He was now free to take whatever substances he wanted, and it was around this time we started to see the first signs of physical changes in him. He began to take on a bulkier look, with noticeable growth in his arms, neck, and trap, and what could also be seen was a lodging of the face and arguably the hand. His skin began taking on a pinkish hue, which he didn't have before, and his face developed a puffy, bloated appearance. Many simply attributed this to weight gain. But if you look at shirtless photos of him from around that time, it's evident he'd gained minimal body fat since his fight, yet he looked significantly big. His hair loss also appeared to be accelerating to the point that he decided to shave it all off by December 2021. Conor had become an absolute unit, and it was becoming hard to believe he looked like this just 5 months prior, come 2022. Talks of Conor's return to the UFC began to surface, and with it came a ton of scrutiny around his new physique. News had come to light that Conor hadn't been tested by USADA since Q3 of 2021, resulting in multiple UFC fighters accusing him of taking steroids. Even Joe Rogan spoke out about it on his podcast, suggesting there wasn't a chance in hell that Conor was still natural.
He looks like his piss would melt that USADA cup.
Yeah.
Like it would just like burn a hole right through the bottom of that USADA cup.
Surprisingly, Conor didn't take this well, and he posted on Twitter mocking Joe, but at this point, just about everyone believed that McGregor was on something. The true extent of his transformation was revealed in November 2022 when he decided to shave his beard off. Conor looked like a totally different person, and people took notice. "What the hell did I miss? You look totally different." Who the Edam is that guy? That dude ate Conor. His face looked abnormally big with a clear buildup of soft tissue around the jaw and cheeks, and his hands looked like a pair of oven mitts. This, along with the fact that it gained a large amount of lean mass and was still getting bigger left, almost no doubt he was using. But the question was, what exactly had Conor been taking well over roughly the same period of time as Kronos' transformation? We've seen a similar transformation in Zac Efron in April 2021. Zac shocked the world after a clip of him looking completely different went viral. Like Conor, his jaw area had enlarged, and he developed an overall fuller, more bloated face in some photos. You could also see his skin taking on a more pinkish tone, just like Conor. Many speculated that it had plastic surgery, but Zac didn't address his transformation until the following year, when he explained the changes in his face were caused by an accident he had at home. Apparently, he was running through his house, slipped and badly hurt his chin.
If that's the direction that it was going,
maybe it's time to get plastic surgery. You wouldn't get that. Come on.
You got a good job, man.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god. You're just stirring the pot.
No, it was funny. It sucked. I almost died,
But his accident occurred all the way back in 2013, which makes his story hard to believe. He said the reason his jaw only began to grow in 2021 was because he took a break from rehab. And while this may be true, there's also another reason he could have experienced these changes. In 2022, pictures surfaced of Zac on the set of his new movie, where he plays the pro wrestler Kevin Von Erich. The photos raised a lot of eyes because he suddenly looked much bigger than ever before. And he developed a bubble guard, which is a clear sign of drug use. He was looking more like the Liver King than Zac Efron. And we know just how many drugs the Liver King is on one of these drugs, is what many are speculating that both Conor and Zac are taking. Human growth hormone. Human growth hormone can cause various changes in physical appearance, such as enlarged hands and feet, enlarged facial features, and coarse, oily, thickened skin. These changes can be seen in someone like Joe Rogan, who's admitted to using human growth hormone in the past. And there are numerous public figures that have been linked to the drug that have undergone similar rapid transformation. Many of the physical changes associated with human growth hormone use are visible in Conor, and we see the same in Zac. You might wonder why anyone will take this stuff, even the potential side effect. But for Conor is have the very specific purpose. Human growth hormone is known to speed up injury recovery by accelerating the repair of bones and even muscle tissue. And this is exactly what Conor was after following his leg break in 2021. This explains why he left. Said it's unlikely human growth hormone is the only drug he's taking, as he's also shown signs of steroid use beyond the obvious muscle gain, has exhibited symptoms such as hair loss, seems to have addressed with a hair transplant, changes in the color of his skin, as previously mentioned. These are common side effects of taking steroids. Given the changes in Conor's appearance, around, it's likely he's still on whatever drugs he started taking for his leg, even though it's now recovered. Pretty obvious, he's in love with his new physique, and he's in no rush to lose it. Making these drugs can't be good for him. At this point, they're just one of multiple things deteriorating his health. We're all aware of Conor's insane career in the UFC and just how dominant her force he was at his peak. He's produced some of the most iconic moments in UFC history. He was the first ever fighter to become a two-division champion simultaneously. However, even though this is extremely impressive, fighters who have done this since that don't have the same fame and notoriety as McGregor. It's because Conor had something that separated him from everyone else. He was gifted on the mic on.
I've spent a lot of time, Joe, slating everybody in the company. Backstage, I'm starting fights off everybody. I've ridiculed everyone on the roster. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the he wants.
On May 20th, 2023, Unboxing published a video where sports journalist Ariel Helwani interviewed Conor. Long into the interview, you could tell this was not the same. Conor, we used to know you.
And you're looking me, you know, so I wasn't happy with that other one. It's all good, I know it's a joke.
We're good.
But what you think?
I was going to come because you came
I was
to
watching
me.
that documentary the other and thank you.
You happy with it?
I didn't have creative control of it, so I wasn't.
Really?
No, I don't. I'm the creator. I'm the creator, so I wasn't saying that.
Might think he was just drunk, but very early on he explains to Ariel, despite being tempted by the beer in front of him, he's actually not drinking today.
It's almost like torture to me, because this point sitting here now, a few minutes down, I'm not going to drink it. This will be if I'm not going to drink, because I'm going to train 3 times a day. And I tell you why, when I trained this morning, I don't usually train 3 times, I just feel like 3 times a day. I'm a little man. It's just a big fight tomorrow for KB, and
Throughout the whole interview, he was extremely difficult to understand, and he was constantly licking his lips, which is a telltale sign of cocaine use. Ariel was clearly struggling to get a word in as Conor kept rambling at 100 miles an hour.
This is called a capacito.
Okay.
So when I went to Miami, I went to the mayor of Miami's office. They gave me the beating city of Miami. The mayor gives me this coffee. It was called a capacito. It's Cuban coffee. It's unbelievable. You're running around doing laps.
Top comments on the video pretty much all around. The fact that Conor was on something, and in an analysis of the video by True Geordie, he summed up just how worrying this really is.
I don't know if this is related to his bad leg break, or if this is just a slow descent into more and more drug use, because, you know, let's be real, the more you take it, the more you need. And the reality is he's a far cry from the guy who gave this interview.
Sure, you know, it's good to be in this position. I'm very thankful for it. I'll make sure to put it to full use.
It's not even recognizable to this brilliant speaker of a man. It's not even recognizable, man. It's actually sad, man. It genuinely is.
Actually watched True Geordie's video, and in classic fashion posted an angry response on Twitter.
Mr. Estrogen, what's happening? Bitch tits. Fat fucking bitch tits. Who the fuck are you? You little Burns victim looking thing. Fuck me, man. Who scalded you with a kettle? You fat fuck. You fat nobody. You little feminine pussy of a thing. I fuck pussy, yeah? Keep my name out of your mouth, you stupid cunt. Sick of seeing your fat born face. Scaldy fat estrogen head. Oh my god, you can't understand what I'm saying, can you not, pal? You've got subtitles under the fucking thing saying exactly what I'm saying. So what are you saying, you little fat no-name?
All the insults in the world didn't change the facts. True, Geordie had a point since his injury, has been partying more than ever, and with that has come a significant amount of drinking and seemingly drug use. This, coupled with his apparent use of growth hormones and steroids, has no doubt taken a toll on his health, but even though he's been living a lifestyle far removed from that of a professional fighter, Conor intends to make a return to the octagon later this year at the moment. He's rumored to be fighting Michael Chandler at UFC 296 in December, but it remains to be seen whether this will actually go through. USADA requires fighters to be in their testing pool for 6 months with 2 clean tests before they're cleared to fight. So unless Conor gets an exemption, the fight will likely be delayed to 2024 if it happens at all. Even if it does, I can't help but wonder if McGregor will be much competition after everything he's put his body through over the past 2 years.